You want to know how I was able to flip the script on the manager who put me on a PIP? Well, stick around and get ready to take some notes because we're going there today. So you guys, I had a situation where I had a manager who kind of had a crush on me. I didn't realize it until one day we were talking and I shared with him that my husband was a supervisor. And all of a sudden, I went from the star player on the team, the person, his go-to person that was always doing the training. Every time raise time and bonus time came around, I got the biggest bonuses, the biggest raises. Even my husband started asking questions like, what's going on with this guy? Because he was a younger guy. And my husband, men aren't dumb. And he was just like, I know you're a good employee, but are you really that good? And coming from a supervisor, I had to tell him, yes, I was that good because I deserved every penny because of the bullying I dealt with in the previous department. Now, let me go back a little bit for you guys because when I ended up in this group, because I documented well. And I was able to show the investigator because I reported my harassment from the last group to the investigator of the company. And the documentation I had was undeniable. And all the blocking that was going on because they were blackballing me and blocking me, that was instantly lifted because of the fact that I documented so well. So fast forward to the manager who had the crush on me. So all of a sudden I became the worst employee in the world. And in fact, I found myself on a PIP after he saw me outside talking to one of my male coworkers, he's actually a friend outside of work. And I guess he didn't like me talking to this other guy. So he made a big deal about me showing up 3 minutes late to a meeting. And it bothered him to the point where when he put me on a PIP, he made sure that following PIP meeting that he was 3 minutes late. I saw him look at his clock and I knew exactly what it was doing. Human Resources was always joining us in these meetings and they were kind of looking at him with his reactions towards me as something not kosher. And in fact, when my manager left the room, I asked Human Resources if there was some place for me to report the fact that I was being harassed by this manager because I felt that the PIP was not warranted. Now, let me also share something with regards to PIPs, you guys, because even though on the PIP, they make you sign, because you do have to sign an agreement that you were going to do better, blah, blah, blah. I signed it because you don't want to be insubordinate, but I also put down I do not agree with this PIP. Okay? And in that way, you have documentation that you are not agreeing to this because if you know you're a good employee, you know you're a good employee. So, meeting after meeting, this man is making up reasons as to why I did not meet all the demands to make all my little boxes that he was complaining about green because it was red, yellow, green. And he always found a reason to put me on red. So this man started wanting to be copied on all my emails. He was coming on my IM telling me that he didn't hear my voice. I mean, craziness. So when Human Resources told me about this outside department that could investigate him, I knew it wasn't outside. I knew that this was going to be a company that was going to be collecting data from me because they know that I'm a great documenter, only for them to use it against me. So I only shared what was required, okay? Make sure that you keep that in mind because what ended up happening next was, yes, an investigation ensued on this manager. And yes, my manager had to step down. He lost his company car, his company credit card. And you guys, I'm telling you, I was a good employee. All he had to do was leave me alone. But this is what happens when you become greedy and you think that you can turn someone's life upside down because they did not receive your advances. We'll just put it to you that way. So guys, after the investigation, of course, they had to come back for me, right? And they told me that my investigation turned up no wrongdoing on his part, even though they've already demoted him. So clearly he did something wrong. If they demoted him, took his car away, took his credit card away, because when they demoted him, they made him like the, I want to say the assistant to the president of the division or something to that degree. So he went from being a manager, a people manager, to managing paperwork for this person. So again, I'm sitting there. And then the kicker was they wanted him to come into my end of the year review to read me all the information that he stated about me on my review. Now I'm trying to figure out how this manager, who hadn't been my manager for over, I'm sorry, he wasn't even a manager anymore, how this individual who wasn't my manager in 6 months, how was he able to give feedback on me and the work that I was doing? But it was his way of trying to get back at me. So, of course, I told Human Resources I did not feel comfortable with him in the room. And she was pissed that I made sure that I made that very known, because it would have been a problem if she had allowed him to come to the room after I voiced, because I voiced via email, and I told her that I did not feel comfortable with him being in the room with me. So she had to listen to my wishes. And you guys, the things that he wrote about me was absolutely horrible. And I was trying to see how they could use this against me. So, of course, you guys, they told me I was going back on the PIP, because I guess I was the problem too. And they had to get rid of both of us, because what ended up happening, you guys, was shortly after that meeting, I had another panic attack and I ended up going on leave. In the meantime, they ended up having massive layoffs. And this manager, let's just say, he forcibly took the layoff package. So this goes to show you that this person that I knew took pride in the work that he did, climbed that corporate ladder. He went on assignments outside of the country and really built his career. And I respected him for that. But what I don't respect is the fact that you want to mess up my life, mess up my children's life, mess up my family life, because of your arrogance and because of your greed and because of your ego. So I hope this information helps one out there. May this be a lesson to any manager out there, whether you are a man or a woman, thinking that you can mess up someone's life because of your ego. Just know that it can come back to see you. So treat people the way you want to be treated. And I hope this video helps one out there. I'm Kristen Peoples, bossofculture.org. Bye.